Hello again everyone, and welcome to another Champions Online video. Today we're taking a look at Bloodhunter, someone that I game with on Champions Online fairly regularly. Is trying to create a sort of beefy scrapper Captain America type of character, and he's really not sure exactly how to go about it. So a little bit of a departure for me with the videos. I'm going to take my character here, Bloodhunter, and I'm going to just give a description and just show what I'm up to. And I know, there's a lot of message boards and forums where people discuss the sort of mix and match and what they do for their characters. So I humbly submit to everyone the way I build a beefy, tough scrapper kind of guy. So just to give everyone a little bit of a background, this is Bloodhunter's origin. I guess what I think about when I envision this character. He's sort of a cross between Captain America and Conan the Barbarian. So let's take a look at this guy. I wanted to try and make him sort of beefy and tough, sort of that, will not die warrior spirit, but also make him a skilled, agile fighter who relies mostly on evading damage than taking it. So let's take a look at his powers here. So we'll start over here. His innate characteristic is Unleashed. What attracted me to this, why I took it, is the increased strength, dexterity, and recovery. That the dexterity, it improves his critical hit chance because he's a skilled fighter, so I could see him having, that precise striking ability. He's still a superhuman physiology, so he's going to have increased strength. And I always value recovery over endurance any day of the week. The farther right I can get that blue bar, the better off I think I am. You can see his primary stat, Constitution. He can take a lot of abuse. It's not so much that he's like the Hulk or the Thing, that he's just super, super tough, strong. It's more, for me, he has just that warrior spirit that he will not go down, so he has that really tough Constitution. Secondary stat next is Dexterity. He's very skilled, he's agile, he can really hit that precise strike that will just cripple you. And then Recovery also, as you can see over here. The further right I can get that equilibrium point, the better off I think I'm going to be. Now we're going to take a look at some of his talents that I've taken so far. Since I've taken as his primary Constitution, Dexterity, what I'm going to do with my talents, I want to try and boost his strength more than anything, because as you can see, he's still superhumanly strong, but just not overpoweringly so. So he's got a good strength, but not really super duper. I would rather he rely on having really precise critical strikes than having the strength. The strength is good because he can lift up heavier things than normally and throw them. That sort of becomes his ranged power. Is he'll be able to pick up a small car and throw it at you. So we have martial focus, strength and dexterity, which fits right into what this guy is. Strength and recovery, again fitting right in with the way I envision this character. More recovery because he has superhuman endurance, and amazing stamina. More endurance, more recovery. And his movement power is, of course, acrobatics. Now if we look at his powers, now again this is the part where I've actually had to rebuild this guy 3 or 4 times. I just rebooted him and started over. His energy builder, I like Clobber. The main reason I like Clobber is because, as you can see, the first attack has a chance to disorient. I like that I can run up and just pop him one and disorient him. To me, that also fits in with that precise strike trained fighter, that he doesn't just come up and pound on you, he just can really pop you one. Then his second power that I got is defensive combo. The The main reason I like defensive combo, first, I like it because it's a cool animation and the sound effects for it. That's just, you know, that whap, whap, whap. Here, actually, just in case you don't know what I'm talking about. So here we are with this guy. Here, let me back out a little bit. Turn around. Excellent, just, You can see that high recovery. Look how much I'm just whapping on this guy. Now, as you'll notice also, I get a stack of Defiant, which is really cool because Defiant... Oh god, how do I put it? Defiant, the more damage you take, the higher your defenses get. So, that's not what I wanted. All powers. So that defensive combo, it brings up the Defiant buff, and you can see what Defiant does. Grants an increase to all damage resistance for a short time. This scales with your constitution. Why, look at what I've got here. Oh, where are you? Come on. Don't be shy. His primary stat just happens to be constitution. So this is a very nice power multiplier here. That the longer he's in combat, the tougher he gets. Which is the same thing. I just like that warrior spirit, that will not die attitude. You know, if you've seen the Captain America movies, the Captain America Civil War, after Iron Man was just pounding on Captain America, and he tells him, give up. Captain America staggers to his feet, blood pouring out of his face. I can do this all day. That's what this does for me. That's what defensive combo, to me, really represents, that I can do this all day attitude. Then I also gave him backhand chop. You get the main reason why is it's an interrupt. So that way if someone's starting to gear up a power, bap, just a nice backhand chop and it stops it. Also, it does some really nice damage. Does it on here? Let's see what I'm doing here. Does 270 crushing damage and it does an interrupt. So yeah, it's more powerful than my clobber. So this is it's a really fast, really effective power, which I really, really like. Mighty Leap, I prefer this because you can see it. Well, I think actually there's some martial arts that does it too. I'm not sure. But if I leap from more than 20 feet away, I stun the target, which is also really, really a good way to start this. Just bap, and stun him. And lightning reflexes. So you can see he's really agile. And again, let's bring this up. I mean, that dodge chance right now, I think I only have one level in my dodge. 51, avoidance 60. So when you have this stacked with Defiance, you've got a guy who's going to hang around for a little while. Then also Form of the Master. It gives me ranks of focus, which increases his melee. It increases his hand-to-hand damage. And also, you know, he's a trained fighter, so that also just fits in very nicely with, you know, the savage with the will not die attitude that's been fiercely trained. So you can see, right now, he's only level 16, so I got a long way to go with this guy. But you can see, you know, he's got some toughness, he's got some dexterity, he's got some good strength. So we're starting to see, you know, a really tough, really strong fighter. And then in the specialization tree, I like this because the more damage he takes, the more energy he gets. That just goes back to that same thing of that will not die warrior spirit. Secondary super stats provide additional health points. So, you know, dexterity and recovery also make them tougher, which is also just a nice force multiplier. And deflection. So now the higher my dexterity, the higher my let's see, your current dexterity provides. Yeah, so this just helps to modify the dexterity's what am I trying to say? Yeah, my dexterity now also increases my dodge chance. So increasing this increases that, which makes him a very, very, makes him just a really tough fighter. He's going to hang around for a while. So, like I said, I'm only up to level 16 with him right now. So there's still a long way to go with him. So where am I going to go with him? Let's bring this up. See, I don't need this right now. Can I do this? Yay. All right. So what other kinds of things am I looking to get with this guy? Well, one thing I want to get is a close-in area attack. Because right now, he can only really fight one guy at a time. So when a gang of thugs all jump on him, he can only really knock out one at a time. Except, well, actually, no, I take that back. On defensive combo, his third strike becomes an area of effect attack, which is another reason to take defensive combo if you're putting together a melee guy. Because a lot of these hand-to-hand attacks in unarmed combat, one of the problems that I always have is you don't get a lot of area of effect damage in hand-to-hand combat, and you really need that if you're getting swamped by a bunch of guys. So to combat this, I will probably wind up taking Dragon Kick. You can see if I charge it, it inflicts a strong stun, plus this is another force multiplier. For every level of focus that I have, I'm going to get that many seconds of an energy boost. So that's another force multiplier here. I already have focus. It's going to be giving me a lot of levels of focus. So yeah, I'm looking forward to getting that. I'm also looking to probably I'll also wind up giving him this Bountiful Chi Resurgence at some point. I really think that's gonna help him just be tougher, and also just that same sort of mentality that he will not go down, that you think you've got him down, and then he just rises up. That warrior spirit just starts bringing him back up. So I really like that. Let's see. I think I saw some other things that I'm thinking about getting for him. Is maybe this. Unleashed Rage. I could really see this guy, Viper agents, they think they finally got him down, and then he just cuts loose, and just starts scaring everyone around him. Oh my God, he's more dangerous now that we injured him. That sort of wild animal, savage beast spirit coming out of him. So I'm thinking at some point, I don't get this till like level 35 or something like that. But yeah, this is one that I definitely am thinking about trying to get for him. Let's see. Don't really think I'm going to be getting any more of these sort of might powers for him, because this is more the kinds of things that, the Hulk or the Thing would do, and that's not really him. I was also thinking, perhaps, of getting for him... Where are we now? This. Where he gets to throw a boomerang. I just kind of like that. If you charge it up, he can hit a maximum of 5 targets with it. I just like that, he'll have this boomerang and he can thwack, 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 hit people with it. Since he's freeform, I can sort of envision this guy however I want. So, that is Bloodhunter, where he stands now and where I think I'm going to be going with him. So, for anyone who wonders about making a hybrid character, this is my version so far. And I would love any input or any comments about where I'm going or what you think is going to work well with this guy. Anyway, Hope you enjoy it, and I will see you in Millennium City. Bye now.